everyone. Welcome to another session of Ask Doug. And today I'm going to go over a question that someone emailed me about the loan process. They had recently gone through buying a property and were overwhelmed by the loan process and the documents needed and trying to find the documents, and their world is not digital, so they had to find their box with documents or several boxes with old tax returns and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to go over today. So let me just read basically what was sent to me. Here we go. When I went to pre-qualify and then actually put ink to paper to borrow, I was overwhelmed with the paperwork required and the level of detail. So all reasonable, of course, to the lender, but us lay folks wait too long to start the process and then fall behind on the timelines. So timelines meaning they're in contract to buy a property and the clock's ticking every day, and the lender is twiddling their thumbs waiting for all the documents so that they can start. And the slow cog on the wheel buying a property is the lender. It takes a long time for them to do all of their things, collect all of their documentation, and package it so that it's ready for the borrower. So, okay, so where do you start? So the buying process should start with the lender first. When you go to the mall to go shopping, hopefully you take your purse or your wallet. That's what I always tell people. So the same thing goes with shopping for a house or a condo or a piece of vacant land. You need to know how you're going to buy it and how much you qualify for. I mean, how can you go out and look at stuff when you don't know what you can borrow? So you really need to do this up front. The more you do up front, the faster and easier the whole process becomes. If you wait till after you get into escrow, then pressure. So first thing would be to have a short conversation with the lender. To get pre-qualified is painless. You can do it on the phone. It takes 5-10 minutes talking to them. They ask you such questions as, what do you earn? What's your income? And what debts do you have? Do you have other mortgages? Do you have a car loan? Do you have credit cards, student loans, alimony, tax liens? What debts do you have? And with that information, the income and debts, they plug you into a formula and give you a basic dollar amount that you qualify for. And it's better if they pull your credit too, because that is relevant on how much you can borrow and how much it costs. If you have great credit, you can get a lower interest rate and perhaps more money. Depends on, of course, income and debt. So, okay, so you get that process done. You can go shopping, find a home, put in an offer, open escrow, and now you've got to do all this stuff for the lender, which is the real deal, the actual documents that they need. So there's going to be the application form, which even for me is quite tedious because some of the questions they ask are generic, but they don't quite fit for me. So how do you answer a question like that? So you just need to push through it. You do it with a pen and fill in their thing, and then they retype it on their computer and make it pretty. But then they'll ask you for tax returns, usually 2 years, usually for your 1040s, the N12s from the state, your 1099s if you're self-employed, W9s, and all sorts of other supporting documentation they'll ask for it. And they may ask for it throughout the whole process. So they might even ask you for a document a week before closing. And just go with it. That's what happens. And you need to have all of this documentation like now, up front, ready to go, because the lender can't start their process until you give them most of the documentation. So you're really delaying escrow, and that's why the timelines, as this person said, they fall behind, because the lender's waiting, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for the document so they can put their package together. Okay, so it actually would be better to do all of this paperwork while you're looking for property and get it all assembled. And if you can digitize it so you can just email it when they ask for it, even better. Okay, and then there's, well, what kind of loan do you get? Do you get a 30-year fixed, which is a good idea so you don't have to fret about adjustable rate mortgages that move up and down, and just get it over with. But then there's HELOCs, maybe you can do that, equity line of credit. But it all depends on your situation, how long you plan on holding the property. If you're going to fix and flip, you really should do an adjustable rate mortgage. You'd save a lot of money. But if you're going to live there for a long time, then a 30-year fix would make sense. And then realize that if you're going shopping with the lender, they're basically all going to be the same. The money source is the Federal Reserve, so money across all 50 states is the same. It all comes from the same source. So, but the lender could have more points, and they also changed the name to origination fee, which is really a point. And then they have lots of other little costs. But fortunately, there's the APR, the annual percentage rate, which equalizes all loans to a common denominator, so that you know that you are comparing apples to apples if you're comparing mortgage rates with different lenders. And then just some beware caveats during the process. Don't buy a car. Don't buy furniture. Don't buy anything. Don't get a new credit card. Don't drop a credit card, and pay your bills on time. Don't do anything financially different while you're in the process and they're looking at you. And if you bought a car and it's, say, just for ease, $1,000 a month, expensive car, that's 3 times the income that you have to earn. So you need to earn an additional $3,000 a month to take care of that payment. So don't buy a car until you've closed and recorded and it's done. Okay, so hope that helps. It's real basic finance, but it's really how organized can you be for the paperwork for the lender to smooth the transaction out so it's not so stressful. And it's like almost everyone gets stressed out with the lender requirements. So it's just the way it is. You just have to have documentation. My CPA clients that have bought stuff over the years, they have all their documents ready like years ago. So they just email it like within moments. It's great. So it can be easy if you just organize it. All right, so I hope that helps. It's Doug Davis, broker in charge at Caron B Realty, and hope that was helpful, and love to hear from you if you have any questions similar to this on things that would help you with the real estate. All right, have a great day and great week, and see you next week.